calling No Name Sharker. Hello, is this Jake?
Yes, sir, this is Jake.
Jake, how are you? Paul, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. I'm in the studio this morning by myself running the show as usual. Tommy is running late. So we do apologize for him,
Okay.
but it's something that he does quite often. But we're going to get
It's
your
all
pod.
good, man.
Well, you know what? Listen, I've been looking forward to your fish story all week long. I did look at your social media page on Instagram. For those of you guys
Yes,
listening,
sir.
it's No Name Sharker on Instagram. He is an avid shark fisherman, and so I'm sure he has a ton of stories. And we have the opportunity to listen, the privilege of listening to one of his fish stories this morning. So, the idea behind the radio show and podcast is to bring happiness to the world through the joys of fishing. And we feel like fishing stories do just that. It's therapeutic for a lot of people getting out on the water where they catch something or not. And so the format goes, you just tell us where you caught the fish if you want to give up that location, and the bait you were using, and then the size, if you were able to weigh it. And I'm imagining that you probably could not weigh that thing, so it's going to be a
Mhm.
good fisherman
No.
guesstimate.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I caught that on the east coast of Florida near Jensen Beach, and I was using, I was using a chunk of shark, and that fish was probably we taped it at 13.5
Wow.
with quick measurements, man. And that's my second biggest hammer I ever caught. My biggest is 14.4 taped, and then I caught that one last Tuesday, and I was 13.5.
So
And
you
go
caught,
ahead.
you caught this from the shoreline. I'm just curious, how did you get that? How did you get your bait far enough? And I'm not familiar with fishing for shark. I know sometimes they get pretty close to come and feed or come in the water. They come to rest. They don't actually sleep, but from what I understand, they when they come in, they're either feeding or resting because of the water
Right.
movement.
Well, I got a kayak, and you put your bait in the kayak and paddle it out, and take it as far as you want, and drop the bait off the kayak, come back in, tighten up the line, man, and you wait. I mean, that bait that I dropped, that I caught that hammer, that 13.5, only sat about 2 hours. And, I just dropped that bait pretty much, because a lot of times you go out there, fish all night, and not even get a hit.
Wow,
So,
that's
yeah.
familiar to many fishermen. Sometimes I'll go all day, and I still have not caught a fish this year, if you can believe it. I've been
Oof.
fishing maybe 6, 7 times. Well, this last couple of weekends, I actually hooked up with a fish, but I wasn't able to pull them out of the water, and so I don't know if we're counting that, but I was close.
Yeah. This year, man, I mean, this is coming from a lot of people I talk to, and my experience that I fish, 5 days out of the week. And it's been a tough year, man, and this is everywhere, all across the world, man. I mean, I talk to people in Australia and everywhere, man. It's been a tough, weird year. Everything's like different.
Yeah.
This time last year, you know, we were like catching a whole bunch of jacks, bluefish. You could go out and catch like 10 sharks in 6 hours. And this year, it's been tough to even get a bite. So
Well, that makes me
I
feel a
probably
little better.
fished a lot, man. Yeah, I fished a lot this year, and that's my first good fish this year. Last year at this time, I had over 20 hammers under my belt, and right now I only have 4 this year. So it's a huge difference.
Tell us a little bit about the setup before you were reeling in that fish. What kind of line test line were you using? If somebody wanted to go out and fish for shark from the shore, what's a good
Well,
setup for them?
Well, a starting setup, like the best you could buy is probably like a Penn 9/0 Senator on like a 50 to 80 class, 6.5, 7 foot rod. What I was using to catch that fish was, I don't know if you're familiar with dual reels. They're made by Yozuri. They don't even make them anymore. But it's like a $1,500 reel.
The Ozuri we have, we feature quite often. We have a subscription tackle part of this company,
Right.
and we often have Yozuri in it. So yes, we don't have that particular reel, and we don't have a shark
Well,
box.
yeah, they
but
don't make them anymore. But anyway, that's what I was fishing, a dual 12/0 wide on a 80 to 130 custom roller rod. I mean, the setup ran me like $2,200.
Wow.
And the line I was using, my top shot, which is about 300 yards of 250 LP mono, and I have about 1,100, 1,300 yards, something like that, of 200-pound braid.
Okay. Good to know. So tell us, 2 hours are going by. You're on the shoreline, and then what? Did it just like the line start screaming?
Yep, the clicker just started going, the rod bent over, and you know what time it is, man.
Yep.
So I got ready, I'm like, yo, I told my buddy I was with, I'm like, yo, go grab the harness, man, because this ain't a small fish. Because you dropped a shark, man. We had a shark on the line,
Yeah.
for bait. That's what we were using. So we knew it couldn't be nothing, small.
Yeah.
And, I hooked into it, and it ripped. It probably ripped 500 yards on the first run.
And how long
And
did it take you?
How long? It took me and my buddy about 45 minutes.
So you guys switched off a little bit. That's exciting when you got somebody there to enjoy it with.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I mean, the main thing is getting that shark in, getting what you need done, get a picture, send that thing back on its way. You don't want that fish to die, man. That's just not a good thing for anybody, especially all the stuff we got in Florida.
Yeah.
We're going through a lot of problems with new shark rules because everybody wants to start doing it, and it just if that fish dies, washes up, that it gets on the news down here, and it's just not good for anybody.
Were there people around when you were pulling in the shark? I imagine if I'm on the beach and somebody's pulling in a shark, I'm getting out of the water real quick, but I'm also going to get my camera because I want to see this shark up close. Whether it's a small shark or a big shark, I just want to take a look at it. So were there people around?
Well, where I was fishing, there was nobody around.
Okay.
It was just me and my buddy, and there's a law in Florida, you can't fish near like a public beach, like lifeguarded. If somebody's in the water, I mean, it's just common knowledge just to get move. Either go way down the beach, get way away from them, or just move to a different spot.
Yeah.
Because that's problems, man. That somebody gets bit. Oh, there's some shark fishermen here. Yep, we're gonna go blame him.
Yeah, I imagine. And so, when you were getting that shark in close, I imagine you've been doing this for quite some time, so there's got to be some.
Yeah, I'm going on 10 years now shark fishing. So when it got close, my buddy was on the reel, and I got a tail rope. We have a tail rope. I get in the water, put the tail rope on it, get it in, cut the leader, and pretty much do what we got to do, man.
Yeah, that's got to be it. I mean, exciting. Some hesitation if somebody hasn't ever fished before, but I imagine there's an approach to like not go straight for. You have to come to the back or the side of it, because that thing's got to be moving
you really
around.
want to aim for the tail. Yeah, you really want to aim for the tail, man. You don't want to get near its head. Even though a hammer's not really going to bite you, it'll still bash you in the knees with its head. And I've had that happen. It hurts. It's not a good feeling.
You got real close to that fish for the photo. Was it moving around at all?
Yeah, a little bit. That fish was tired, man. We didn't even waste much. That's like the only picture I got of the fish. It was just real tired. It wasn't moving too much, but
That's a great photo. I enjoyed. Like I said, I was looking forward all week to hear about just this fish story alone, and took you 45 minutes to pull that thing in. Tommy just stepped in the studio. Say hi, Tommy.
Hey, what's going on, man? Sorry about that. I'm not gonna lie. I overslept.
Welcome to the show, Tommy.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Tommy, I think he gives us material to poke fun at, which I enjoy a whole lot. Yeah.
I do. It wasn't intentional by any means, but
This is my good fishing buddy, Tommy, and there's no waking him when he's asleep.
No.
yeah. We all got people like that. We all got friends like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever. I mean,
we were fishing.
It is what it
the
is.
fishing was good one time, and he was like, "I'm tired," and I knew it's like he's just gonna be this. That's it for him.
Yeah.
So we left him back at the lodge, and we went back fishing.
Yeah, I passed out in the lodge while they went back out, but.
I do enjoy the story. I know you have a ton more because I saw the photos. Tell everybody where they can find you and at least listen or imagine what type of fishing you're doing. We did mention the No Name Sharker. There's an underscore in there somewhere, so go ahead and tell people where to find you.
Yeah, well, I'm on Instagram, and my username is no_name_sharker, and that's pretty much all I got. I pretty much slay low, man. But that's it. Instagram is pretty much my base. So if anybody wants to ask questions or anything, I'm right there. I get back to people pretty quick when they message me. So
nice.
Yeah, no, we definitely enjoy it. We'll have you back on the show. We found you. We saw that giant shark, and I was like, let's take a look, and I want to hear that.
Yeah. I haven't been sharking in I don't know how long. The last time I caught a shark was.
I'd never been.
You never been?
Never.
I caught one off of the pier one time. Not anything that huge. I caught about a 6-foot thresher shark.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys got threshers and makos and whites and there's what's those colorful sharks? I forget what they're called. Leopard sharks.
Leopard sharks. Yeah, I've caught a lot of leopard sharks. They're pretty small and pretty common, but the thresher sharks are too. But I was not fishing for thresher that day. I was actually fishing for bat rays at night, and it hooked up and it bit the mackerel that I was using for bait, and it just took it, and we went for a ride for a while. But,
that's fun.
Yeah.
I caught one sword fishing over here in like 1,000 foot of water.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was like 14 foot.
And you know what? If you ever get a chance to catch a thresher, oh man, those things jump like wild. Those and the makos. But like I said, those threshers, you gotta watch out for those tails too.
Oh yeah, yep.
'Cause they will whip the crap out of you.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, Jake. We enjoyed. We'll have you back on the show as soon as we get another fish. Please continue to send us photos. People love to hear and see. We don't have that many fish coming in that are sharks, right, Tommy? It's all like other species of fish. We don't have too many shark guys.
Yeah, we don't have too many shark guys. Well, in your case, unless it's a sturgeon, and you're like, look at that shark, and I'm like,
let's not bring up the sturgeon story because we do have other callers. But yeah, please continue to do so, and we'll have you back on the show.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks for being a good sport and coming on. We're gonna post this up later on all the platforms wherever people are listening to their podcast. We're broadcasting live, so that we do have listeners hearing your fish story.
Yes, we do.
And from all of us here at Outsider Tackle Box Radio Show and Podcast, Fish More, Tight Lines.
Have a great Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, man. You guys have a good time. All right.
Bye.
Take care.